Okay, we're ready to move on now. All the parts have been cleaned. I did a little bit of history on this model and what inspired the design. And I think now what we can do is we're going to talk about the plan on what I want to do for this kit. I want to make it special. Now, unfortunately, Greg Jein is no longer with us, but I'm a big admirer of his, and if it wasn't for him, we wouldn't have a lot of the things that we have. From the models that he built for Star Trek, the props that he had from Star Trek that he was gracious enough to let, like the Wand Company used to scan his actual prop from the show. He had the tricorder, the phaser, the communicator, and that's what the Wand Company used to make their props. Anyway, we got the plans now, and I know my drawing is all cockeyed and I'm not an artist, so I scribbled the plan down, the design of the ship. So we're going to make ours with lights and sound, and because the base has such, it's got the perfect kind of little dome right at the center of it, and I think that's where we're going to put the speaker and the circuit board, and we're going to do the sound for the model because it's special in its own right. It is from Greg Jein, so I want to show you the plans. Of course, it's tentative. We can adjust the plans as we go along, but we're going to make it with lights and sound. And this is going to be not the D7 as seen in the original series or that's located at the Smithsonian. This is going to be the Enterprise that was built by Greg Jein, and this was his interpretation of the I.K.S. Gloth that was commanded by Captain Koloth as it circled Deep Space Station K7. So the plans that we're going to do is we're going to make it lit up as seen in Star Trek, the Deep Space Nine episode Trials and Tribulations. Now, what's interesting, they put all this work in doing this filming model, and when you watch the episode, you only see it up close once, and that's where it's flying by the station. We see that the little vents on the side at the Cobra head, they're actually lit up. The lights are lit up. We got the bridge area that's lit up. You got the two lights that are on the oval section that are lit up. And interestingly, you also see these lit up on the arm that would connect the primary and secondary hulls. As the ship flies by, interestingly enough, they don't have the impulse engines on. So I don't know if it's inertia that's just kind of bringing it along. So the impulse engines are going to be red. We're going to make those red, and I'm going to try to find more. I'm hoping that there's more scenes of this ship that just weren't used. So we're going to really do some research, and I want to see all the things that are on the model that's going to be lit up. I also want to do the engines or the warp nacelles. I want to do them in green. The instructions call for them to be painted green, but I think in addition to painting them green, it would just look fantastic if they were glowing green to show the energy of the Klingon ship. So we're going to do that. And when it comes to the sound effects, I figured I could do some sounds from the episode in regards to Deep Space Station K7. What's really amusing is how when they're sitting in the same area on K7 as the original crew when they fought the Klingons, they look at the Klingons, and I think it was Odo who goes, "Those are Klingons?" And later on, Mr. Worf kind of put his head down and he says, "We do not speak of it with outsiders," in regards to the change of the appearance. So we'll do some fun sound effects like that, but I also want to do Greg Jein. I want to include him in this model. It is his design. Him and his team built it. And I want to do the sounds that include Greg Jein during the interview, referencing the filming models used in the episode that were built by him and his team. So this project is going to be fun. It's going to be fun in its own way. This is going to be what I want to be a tribute to Greg Jein, because sadly he's no longer with us. And Star Trek fans have so much to thank him for. So those are the plans for the model, and like I said, tentatively they can change. So I think what we'll do from here on out is we're going to start putting the ship together, and we're going to prime it inside and out so we can light block it. The lights aren't going to be bright. I'm going to make them as bright as they are on the show, and when the ship flies by you can see that the lights coming out of the vents are pretty bright. So we're going to make it look screen accurate. I don't know if I'm going to use the paint that came with the kit. I don't know, only because I want to make it look like Greg Jein's, and I want to do his color scheme. So I think that's what we're going to do. Maybe we'll use the paint that came with the kit for the base, because I really like that base. That's really cool looking how they did it. So that's where we stand with this build. I wanted to show you guys the plans. So we're going to be moving on, and we're going to start to assemble and prime the parts. So I thank you so much for watching, and until the next video, I'll talk to you guys soon.